Good evening, my wee potato chips. How you doing? It's wee Paddy here from across the shock, and another wee quick video this morning. And this one's I've picked 5 of my favourite lock knives. And I've picked them for a reason. I was doing a video the other day on the new Brother knives. You'd probably see it was a video before this, and then I thought, well, what lock knives do I still use quite a lot? And I've picked these ones. I hope you're going to like them. I've picked 6. There's 5 here and the plus one, which I'll show you at the end. But this is the second time I've done this video. I just want to show you before I wipe it down. That red claret was from my finger. It's dry now. That's it off now. I badly cut my finger. That finger. I slipped. I was holding this. I had an old man's bit of a shake. And then I went and grabbed the knife and I cut this finger. So this is probably going to go down the list after this video of knives that are not my favourite. But there we go. The joys of being a knife lover and being an old fella with the shakes. So what are they? Let's just get started. This is the Ganzo. And this is the Ganzo. Is it 729? I think it is. No, 759M. And it's in 440C, and it was one of the first, well, it was the first knife on my channel. And it's still, 4 years later, or whatever it is now, it's not 4 years, but I think it's getting close. It's still one of my favourite knives. For value for money, you just cannot beat it. It has got rock solid lockup. It has a good action on it. You can close it one hand. And unlike a Delica, which is a bit of a blatant copy, it has a forward choil, much like the more modern, cheaper Spyderco knives. But it's a great knife and it's all right. Ganzo have got their own markings on it. It's not trying to be something it's not. It's just a Ganzo. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. I know a lot of people will, but it doesn't bother me. This is a great knife for £10 or somewhere around that. $10, $12. Yeah, to me, it's just unbeatable. It's just a great knife. Absolutely great, and I would highly recommend that to anybody, as I will. All of these 5 knives I'll recommend to anybody. The next one is the Bob Dozier. Oh, let me just get this. It's the Bob Dozier, and it's a K-bar. Isn't that, I think they call it the Hunter. It is a cracking knife with a great hollow grind, really great slicer. I put a wee sharpening choil at the end of it there, but it's just a great lockback. It looks cheap and flimsy, but in hand, it really is not. It just drops shut. But this is the bit I love. Listen to this. It's so solid. There is no movement in that lockup whatsoever. A great little work knife. And this one runs about £20 or, £20 and a couple. I'm not sure in dollars. I think it's only about $20. But a super knife nonetheless. And again, them 2 knives are so cheap, but yet they'll do everything these others will do. They mightn't do it as long, but they'll still do them. I mean, if you want a slicer, this is a great slicer. You want a little work knife, this is a great beater. So now we're getting to the fancier type knives. These are the 2 beater knives, and the 2 fancy knives, Sunday knives, whatever you want to call them. This is the Brother, and this is just an excellent buy. This is the Brother 1507 in VG10. Sorry, that's in Oz 8, but incredibly well heat treated and a great steel for everyday use. The Brother, look at that clip. Isn't that just beautiful? I love the big swedge, the long pull. It is just a stunning, stunning knife. Real carbon fibre all the way through, not a laminate, proper. But look at it, it's not just basic flat carbon fibre. It's contoured steels, contoured scales. It's just an amazing knife. A full 4-finger grip. It is stunning. Solid lockup. No movement whatsoever. And you're going to find that's the theme. Movement is something I can't stand in a knife. If it's off centre, I wouldn't bother too much. But look at that. It's right down the centre. All these are really great fit and finish. But this is about, I think it's £31 from AliExpress delivered to your door. So 10, 20, 30. This is outstanding. This to me is outstanding. If you want just a knife for looks, but for functionability, and the VG10 in this was tested by Love Them Knives. If you haven't seen his channel, get over and have a look at it. He tested it and was about 58 in the Rockwell hardness. So it's perfect for VG10 and an absolutely super knife. Whether you want to hard use it or whether they do it in white bone as well, which is beautiful. But you can hard use it or just as a fancy carry for your Sunday. Now, then we're going to go up, and this is about double the price of this. This is a Civivi, and this is in D2. Beautiful knife, another gorgeous clip, really is just beautiful. G10 carbon fiber, I think that's laminate, but I'm not sure. But it is a beautiful knife. Again, full 4-finger grip, stunning knife. Again, the one thing that I insist on is just solid, completely solid, nice thin blade, hollow grind, a super slicer, absolutely super, and it just looks stunning. I mean, you can, I know the clip point is a bit aggressive. Sorry, I had blood everywhere. I really did it. The knife would actually straight down into the, or no, that way, straight down into the finger. I should have super glued it, but I didn't. So there we go. It'll heal. I'm a good healer. Look at that. That is just a stunning knife. And I highly recommend it. This is, I think it's between about 60 and 70 pounds. I'm not sure what Civivis are, the D2 models. But, I mean, you can't fault it. Fit and finish. Look at the back. It's just a stunning piece of cutlery. And finally on this table is probably, this is not your Sunday knife. This is a work knife. It's made in plastic or FRN, whatever they want to call it, but it is just plastic. It's the lockback. But the star of this one is the blade steel. This is LC200N, a completely, well, almost completely stainless blade. So you can use the heck out of this blade, whether you're in salt water or wherever. Made in America, in Golden, Colorado, USA earth, which still tickles me. This is a stunning knife. God, I managed to get blood on it too. It's everywhere. It really did bleed well, I have to say. As a knife person, it was a great bleeder. I'm going to try and clear that off. But it won't rust. It won't rust. There you go. It won't rust even if I don't. So, that I highly recommend. I think it's about 130, 140 pound, probably the same in dollars, but a stunning piece. Sorry, the lockup is absolutely rock solid. And I suppose that's what I want to get across more than anything. When I'm picking any sort of knife to be one of my favorites, it has to be rock solid. The centering, yeah, it's nice to have in a really expensive knife, but down this end, from the mid-range down, if it's not completely perfect centering, I don't, as long as it's not rubbing, I don't care, because you're going to get it. As long as it's solid and the function is good, any knife is good. But these are 5 of my favorites. Just pick. I have other ones, but this is the 5 I picked because I wanted 10, 20, 30, 70, 130. So you've got a price range there that everybody can afford something. Now, here's the last one that I'm going to throw in, because this is the one I probably use more than any of these. And I've done this before, and I'm not going to change my mind. This is it. It's the Spyderco Manbug, or Ladybug, whatever you want, but this is the Manbug. ZDP 189. This gets thrown in pockets more than all of these put together. Isn't that just odd that you can get a knife this small, tiny little knife, you can get just 3 fingers on it, but yet them 3 fingers are completely secure, and this knife is a star. This knife will do most jobs that I needed to do in a day. It really will. It's just such a great wee knife. It's blooming expensive. It's about £80 over here in the UK. So it's expensive for a tiny little knife, which is, let me just check what size the blade is. The cutting edge is 1 3/4. So it's a tiny little knife, but it's genuinely great. It really is a super knife. If you're going to wear light trousers or shorts, having this in your pocket, you'll not be cut short. The blade steel certainly won't let you down. GDP 189. It lasts forever. So there you go. There's half a dozen of my favourite lockback knives. If you have any questions about them, please ask me. But every single one of them, I know I can recommend, knowing that you're not going to be, well, I hope you're not going to be disappointed. For me, either of them, 6 knives there, and you're happy with a lockback. Paddy's away. Take care. Have a nice day. Cup of tea time.